Hi Sharks, I'm Aaron Krause from Philadelphia, and I'm known as the daddy of the Scrub Daddy.
Remember when Shark Tank actually felt like business? Not content strategy, not brand synergy, just a sweaty dreamer, a janky prototype, and a pitch they rehearsed in the shower, and maybe to their cat. Fast forward to now, and wait, did that guy just pitch a collapsible pizza storage system shaped like a slice? Yes, he did. And Mr. Wonderful offered $100K for 13% equity. Welcome to the late-stage capitalism Hunger Games. There was a time, gather around kids, when Shark Tank felt revolutionary. It was gritty, personal, weird. It was like American Idol for entrepreneurs. No singing, just tears, prototypes, and the occasional minor explosion.
You are. You've got a real business, but you're a pig. You're greedy.
And somehow, it worked. A guy became a millionaire, selling a sponge. A freaking sponge.
$150,000 for 25%. I'll make you a millionaire within a year.
This was the American dream, shrink-wrapped into 7-minute segments, a place where genius and madness were separated by a pitch deck and a prayer, where a bathroom stool could become a global brand, where a sock company could become a social movement. We didn't just watch for the deals, we watched for the belief. The idea that anyone with the right pitch could change their life. It felt real, because it was messy. It wasn't about followers or clout or algorithm-friendly branding. It was about proving you could survive the shark-infested waters of capitalism with nothing but conviction and maybe a cardboard prototype. It made failure public and made success feel earned.
I'm trying to understand what I'm investing in, Mark.
You have a bar
You're investing
that's
in
high
air.
fiber weight.
And more than anything, it gave us characters. Lori Queen of QVC, Kevin Ruthless, wine-sipping villain, Mark Tech Dad with a heart of gold, Barbara, your unpredictable real estate aunt who might fund your dream or burn your house down, Damon, branding whisperer, Robert Sweet, gentle Robert who always looked like he might cry, hug you, or both. It was half business masterclass, half reality soap opera, and we loved it, because back then, it didn't feel written. It felt possible. Let's rewind. Before Shark Tank became a meme generator and QVC's fever dream, it was something else, something older, something Japanese? The original concept came from Japan in 2001, a show called Tigers of Money. And yes, it was as intense as it sounds. Picture this, an entrepreneur walks into a Stark studio. He bows, he pitches, the investors stare him down like he's about to commit economic treason. No dramatic music, no soft lighting, just pure business anxiety with subtitles. It wasn't slick, it wasn't warm, it was brutal. Negotiations lasted up to 45 minutes. And if your numbers didn't add up, you didn't get mentorship. You got publicly humiliated. It was capitalism with the gloves off. Then the Brits got their hands on it. Dragon's Den launched in the UK in 2005. A little colder, a little drier, and with accents that somehow made the rejections hurt more. Canada followed suit a year later. Fun fact, Kevin O'Leary was there too, already perfecting his role as the human embodiment of an Excel spreadsheet. But it wasn't until 2009 that it truly exploded, on American soil. And it makes sense. America was in the middle of a financial identity crisis. The economy was tanking. People were losing jobs, homes, hope. And then this show shows up and basically says, you don't need Wall Street, you just need an idea, a dream, and the guts to pitch it in front of a bunch of rich strangers.
Medicine is not in the 21st century. I mean, for crying out loud, we're still using pagers to communicate. What is this, the 80s?
The timing was perfect. We were desperate for something that felt fair, meritocratic, unscripted, and that's what Shark Tank gave us, at first. The format? Genius. Someone walks into the room, sweating under studio lights. They pitch. The sharks interrupt. Math is attempted. Someone cries. A deal is made. Cue inspirational music. It had everything. Tension, emotion, money, triumph, and just enough failure to keep it believable. And the products? They were bizarre, brilliant, occasionally terrifying. You had the Squatty Potty, a toilet stool that revolutionized how people poop, Bombas, socks that became a movement, Tipsy Elves, ugly Christmas sweaters that somehow printed money, and of course Scrub Daddy, a smiley sponge that made more cash than most tech startups. These weren't just inventions, they were folk heroes, and we believed in them because it didn't feel like they were selling to us. They were surviving, fighting, proving they deserved a shot. That was the real appeal. It didn't feel like television. It felt like a window into possibility. Like you were watching someone climb out of their garage, one pitch at a time.
Show them how easy this is. Come on, Alex, kick it hard.
Then, the first cracks started to show. The money rolled in. Ratings went up. Startups lined up. Sponsors circled. And the sharks, they started to smell blood in the water. Something shifted. Suddenly, the lighting got warmer, the pitches got sleeker, the stories, suspiciously well packaged. Every entrepreneur started to sound the same. Quirky backstory, personal tragedy, aha moment, heroic twist. Like someone handed them a PowerPoint titled, How to Get a Deal in 7 Steps or Less. Instead of duct tape and desperation, we got founders with $3 million in pre-seed funding, a Stanford MBA, and a TEDx talk on mindful scaling. You couldn't help but think, hold on, why are you here? You've got retail distribution, outsourced manufacturing, and a full PR team. Are you pitching for capital or primetime screen time?
I'm here today to ask for $500,000 for 1% of my company, Lark.
That's when Shark Tank stopped feeling scrappy and started feeling scripted. Then came the emotional bait. Look, we get it. Real stories move people. But when every pitch sounds like it was written by an Oscar-hungry screenwriter, something breaks.
But you can't make more time. And time gone by is gone forever.
Suddenly, it wasn't enough to have a good product. You had to survive a flood, raise your siblings, escape a cult, and invent the prototype in a hospital bed while rescuing a puppy. That's when the audience started to wonder, are we being moved or manipulated? And just when you're recovering from the monologue, here comes Kevin O'Leary demanding a 12% royalty in perpetuity, because I'm Mr. Wonderful. Somewhere along the way, the formula calcified. A founder walks in, nervous smile, pitch. Mark leans in, Barbara fake exits. Kevin delivers a cutting one-liner. Someone cries, cue the deal, every time. Even the sharks started playing roles. Kevin became the business Bond villain. Lori shouted, this is a hero product, like it was in her contract. Barbara leaned on trauma-based curveballs. Damon became the silent sniper. And Robert, sweet loyal Robert, just stayed Robert. And the audience? They felt it. This wasn't entrepreneurship anymore. It was a dress rehearsal. The tank felt more like a fishbowl. Clear walls, controlled temperature, everyone performing, everyone pretending. The danger was gone. The unpredictability vanished. And somewhere in that warm, well-lit studio, authenticity quietly drowned. Let's talk about the moment Shark Tank stopped being a business show and became a parody of itself.
How come we're pitching it on Shark Tank? Now, when we first started Warm Cuts, it was just...
There was a time when a pitch felt like a real risk, when ideas were raw, when products still had duct tape on them, and the sharks were unpredictable. Then came the moment that broke the illusion. A founder walked in and pitched a blockchain-powered dog collar. Its purpose? To verify pet ownership on the blockchain. Because clearly the biggest threat to modern society is labradoodle identity theft. And the worst part? They got a deal. Mark Cuban, who once called crypto a dangerous bubble, invested. Kevin O'Leary called it visionary. Lori said she could sell it on QVC. You could almost hear the early spirit of Shark Tank screaming from the bottom of the tank, buried under NFTs and buzzwords. But the real shock wasn't that this pitch existed. It was that this wasn't an outlier. It was the new standard. Shark Tank had become a launchpad, not for innovation, but for virality.
Well, let me tell you, there is an economy for stupid, and I am overflowing with it.
Then came the celebrity guest sharks, not entrepreneurs, not business legends, just celebrities. Gwyneth Paltrow showed up to evaluate real companies, while her own brand sold psychic vampire repellent and jade eggs for your, well, you know. And that's when the walls fully came down. Pitches began with, thanks to our partners at Shopify, and ended with, let's talk in the Squarespace lounge. You weren't watching a business negotiation anymore. You were stuck inside a well-lit corporate ad campaign with better camera angles. Even the set changed. Gone was the gritty industrial feel of early seasons. Now, it looked like a wellness retreat with startup branding, soothing wood accents, ambient lighting, piano music. You half expected someone to pitch a meditation app that only works if you're crying.
Our 5-minute meditation app is designed for your busy lifestyle. It's so easy to use.
And what were the sharks investing in? TikTok products. Things that looked good in a 15-second video, but fell apart the moment you touched them. One guy pitched a hat that's also a fan. One woman sold inspirational rocks. Not crystals, just rocks, with words like breathe and balance on them. Because nothing screams scalable business model like a glorified paperweight with a pep talk. But if there's a crown jewel in the collapse, it's this. Breathometer, a smartphone breathalyzer pitched in season 5. All 5 sharks invested. They called it brilliant, life-saving, disruptive. Fast forward a few years, it didn't work. At all. The FTC got involved. The company had to issue refunds. The founder, posting vacation selfies from Bora Bora. As Kevin O'Leary later admitted, that was my biggest beating. But by then, the damage was done, because by that point, it wasn't just one bad investment, it was a clear signal. The TV moment was the product, not the invention, not the entrepreneur, not the company. just the illusion of success.
Trying to take credit for other studies and apply it to your product.
I didn't. I gave you that evidence booklet with all the citations, sir.
The pitch wasn't about raising capital. It was a 7-minute commercial disguised as a business opportunity. And the tank, it didn't just lose its bite, it jumped the shark. So how did the public respond? Well, they memed it, they roasted it, they turned Shark Tank into a running internet joke. Reddit threads started popping up like Shark Tank drinking game. Take a shot every time someone says strategic partner or cries before the valuation slide. TikTok exploded with parody pitches. Hi Sharks, I'm seeking $500K for 1% equity in my startup that provides emotional support. To your sourdough starter. Even YouTube channels got in on it, dissecting pitches like true crime documentaries. Suddenly people weren't watching to be inspired. They were watching to see how obviously staged it all was, because it had become formulaic. You could build a Shark Tank bingo card and win by the first commercial break. Kevin compares the business to cockroaches. Lori calls it a hero product. Someone mentions customer acquisition costs without knowing what it means. Barbara shares a vaguely traumatic story that somehow relates to dog shampoo. A contestant cries. Someone gets a deal anyway. Repeat. What once felt exciting, unpredictable, even scrappy now felt like a marketing seminar wrapped in reality TV cliches. And here's the real kicker. Most of the deals don't even happen. According to a Forbes investigation from 2021, around 43% of on-air deals either fall apart or change significantly post-filming. Multiple reports suggest the number might even be higher now. Think about that. Nearly half the deals aren't real. So not only is the drama scripted, sometimes the business is too.
You got a deal! I get free boards now. I get free boards for everyone.
It's like finding out the magician doesn't know magic. Or worse, he never planned to do the trick. He just wanted your attention long enough to sell you a course. The show that once gave us underdog victories and product legends now rewards polish over passion, hype over heart, and virality over viability. What used to be let's build a business has become let's build a brand. Fast, shallow, and camera ready. No prototypes duct taped together. No underdogs mortgaging their houses for a shot. Just pitch decks written by PR firms and tearjerkers engineered in marketing meetings. And the audience? They've caught on. So here's the real question. Is Shark Tank ruined or just unrecognizable? Because let's be honest, every long-running show eventually becomes a caricature of itself. It gets glossier, safer, louder. But Shark Tank wasn't just another show. It meant something. It gave people hope, made business feel human, showed that failure could be public and success could still be earned.
I would do that. You got a deal. Done. Congratulations.
It celebrated scrappy weirdos with zero connections, no capital, and one shot. Can it come back? Maybe. But not like this. If it wants to matter again, it needs to find its bite. Cut the soft, focused startup porn. Drop the brand integrations and Shopify lounges. Forget the choreographed founder sob stories and influencer-ready pitch decks. Bring back duct-taped prototypes. Bring back awkward silences. Bring back the chaos. We want Lori asking, does it work in the shower? Not reciting a tagline she approved off camera. We want real stakes again. People who sold their car just to get to the tank. We want sweat, confusion, possibility. Because that was the magic. Not the polish, not the viral edit, but the fragile, unscripted moment where something real might actually happen. And maybe that's what we miss most, not just the old episodes, not even the entrepreneurs, but the feeling that something authentic was unfolding in front of us. That maybe, just maybe, hard work could still win. So ask yourself, do we want Shark Tank back the way it was, messy, unpredictable, full of heart? Or are we too far gone, staring at a sanitized soundstage and calling it entrepreneurship? Or maybe we just miss believing it was ever real in the first place. Oh, and if this video gave you even half the existential dread that modern Shark Tank does, hit that subscribe button. Because otherwise, Kevin O'Leary will offer you a royalty deal on your attention span. You've been warned.